Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Bville Live. Okay, so it's the day after Thanksgiving. I have a lot of leftovers. I have company in the house. So I'm going to start immediately using those leftovers and making new creations. So for breakfast this morning, I'm serving my company a very healthy vegetarian omelet. Okay, so remember yesterday, in yesterday's video, and you can look it up online, we made greens. And I have some greens left over. I'm going to use them throughout the day, but I'm going to recreate them this morning. So my greens had greens, bacon, and onions, which are perfect in an omelet. So what I started with, I started this morning with using my mushrooms that I had in the fridge. They are sizzling in the pan. Slice the mushrooms down. And to that, I'm going to add my greens. Now, whenever you're adding something that has water content, you need to be careful because you don't want to get splattering. So I'm going to turn my heat down, okay? I'm going to grab a lid because if I do have splattering, I want to be able to cover it so I can shield not only myself, but protect my stove top, okay? So, let's get started. So I'm going to take a scoop of greens. I'll just use my spatula here. And I'm just going to take the greens off the top. I'll leave the greens that are sitting in the juice in the bottom. Actually, I think I'm going to get a fork for that. And since these are already cooked, I'm basically just heating these up before I put my eggs in. So about that much in greens. So that's going to be about a cup of greens. Okay, you can hear the sizzle and we'll spread them around. Now, if you don't have greens and you want to make a vegetable omelet, I make it with spinach. Okay, I'm going to put my lid on. Let those heat up. I'm going to turn my heat down to medium-low. The rest of the greens I'm going to save for later. We'll use that in sandwiches. And I'm going to beat up my eggs. I have my Christmas mug out since today's Black Friday, and today is when Christmas season starts, a little early. But I'm also going to start my baking today as well for Christmas. It may seem early, but I put my cookies in tins. Again, prep work is key. When you're doing everything weeks ahead of time, it makes for a smooth transition when you have company and you can enjoy the holidays with them. All right, so we're going to use eggs. Since there's 2 of us eating the omelet, I'm going to use 4 eggs. And you can use as many as you want, or as few as you want. So you figure 2 eggs a piece for an omelet. If you have children or smaller eaters, then I would just go with 1 egg. If you want to make this totally fat-free, then I would use egg beaters or egg whites only. And then you'll have a fat-free vegetarian omelet. So whenever you're handling raw eggs, you want to make sure you wash your hands afterwards before you touch anything because you don't want to get cross-contamination on anything that you're using. So the easiest way to beat up an egg, you can use a whisk or you can just take a fork and you're basically making circles or loops, okay? And you beat that. You can add milk to this. I don't bother. Just kind of cuts back on the calories. You can add a little bit of water. That'll suffice. And you want to make sure you get a nice creamy yellow color like that. Okay, so I can hear by the sound, and when you learn to cook and you've been cooking for a while, you learn to use your instincts. I mean your senses when you're cooking. So I cook by smell, and I also cook by hearing. So I can hear different sounds when things are done or ready to be done. So my mushrooms are cooked, my greens are cooked, and the eggs are ready to go in. So let me bring this over so you can see what it looks like. These are eggs that are going to go in there, and that is our pan of greens and mushrooms. So that is right at the right temperature now for the eggs to go in. Okay, and then we just pour the eggs in all at once in a circle. Okay, you can hear the sizzling stops. That's what I mean when I say I use my senses. So I know that the temperature is now reduced on there. So I will turn it up in a few minutes, but first I'm going to add my seasoning. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. If you don't want to use salt, you can use Mrs. Dash's. I use that sometimes. And then I always use my favorite spices, which are going to be a little bit of paprika, a little bit of cumin, a little bit of turmeric, okay, so I just leave this in there. I'm going to give it a little bit of a swirl. It's starting to thicken up a little bit. So what I do is at this point, I'll just kind of slather it around to mix those spices up. And I'm going to let it sit and set up. So I'm going to turn my temperature back down to medium. I had turned it down to low. I'm going to put the lid on. And I'm going to listen for the sizzle. Put a little plate out to keep the countertop clean. Now, I have raw egg on this spatula. You don't want to use raw egg as a serving to serve your egg with, because then you would have raw eggs that you're eating, and that's not healthy. So I need to wash this off. So I'm going to wash that off while this is setting up. And I will show you what it looks like when it's done. We're also going to add feta at the end, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay, so the omelet's now set up, as you can see. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to cut it into 4 sections. First I'm going to turn my heat down to low because it's just about cooked. Okay. And I'm also going to serve some fresh pineapple with this, and I'll show you that in a second. So this omelet, when you flip it, if you can flip it like a pancake all in one, just flip it over, okay? And you don't really need a lot of cooking time left on that. And I'm going to take my feta cheese. I like feta cheese. I think it's a healthier cheese. It's better cheese for you. It's made from goat's milk. If you have milk allergies, it's perfect cheese to use. And sprinkle feta cheese on top of that. I'm going to turn the heat off and put my lid back on and let that melt. Okay, and I'm going to serve that with fresh pineapple. So one of the things I wanted to show you today was how to cut up a fresh pineapple. Fresh pineapple is always better than canned pineapple, so that's what we're going to use today. So start with a clean surface. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is have a sharp knife. So I'm going to sharpen my knife. I want to show you how to sharpen the knife. You need a steel first to sharpen it, and you need a big, strong knife. So when you sharpen a knife, you're going to be making a J, okay, a backwards J. So you bring the blade down across the steel, front, back, front, back, front, back. I'm going to do it over here. Looks like front, back, front, back, front, back. Okay? And I'm going to rinse that off. And that should be nice and short. Alright, so the first thing you do when you have a fresh pineapple is get rid of the top. Okay? And you're going to do that simply by just making one cut down. Oh, this smells wonderful. It's nice and fresh. I keep a bag in the sink to catch all the remains, because you're not going to put this down the garbage disposal. And then I'm going to cut the bottom off. Put that in the bag. Turn it on its side, and if you have any little pieces of the pineapple, you want to get those off your board so that they don't end up in your dish. And then you take the blade of the knife, you're going to come in about a ½ inch, and you're going to follow the pineapple down. You're going to turn it, come around, throw these pieces in the garbage. They can go into your mulch pile or out in the trash. And just continue around. So this pineapple is very ripe. I love to have pineapple this time of the year over the holidays. I always make have cut up a fresh pineapple when I have company. I think it's just an extra nice thing to have. I might serve it with some kiwis and clementines. Then you have the green and the yellow and the orange. So any little brown spots that you see, you just take them off with your knife. Like that. Get rid of that. Then you're going to lay the pineapple down. Okay. Like that. You want to make one cut down the center. Okay, and you have to get your core out. Okay, so it's just like coring an apple. So where you're going to cut on here is you're going to cut on this side of an angle and this side of an angle. And what I do is I cut one side an angle first. When I turn it up one end, it makes it easier to cut. And I'm going to cut the core out. And I cut it out in a triangle. Now some people chew on the triangle, the core. I don't. It's kind of tough, but some people like it. There are things you can do with it. You can boil it in water. You can also cut the core out on the side, but I think it's easier to just cut it like this because you can see it. It comes out like that. And if you accidentally leave some good part of the pineapple on, you can just trim that off. Okay. And then you have nothing but delicious pineapple left. So you're going to get your serving platter out, wherever you're going to serve that in. And I'm just going to put it in a small bowl because it's just 2 of us for breakfast this morning. And I'll put the rest in a container that we can have later in the day. So I'm going to cut my long pieces in half again. And then the same way I always trim. You cut the length first, and then you cut across. Chop, 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 chop. And you can see, hardly took any time at all, and you have fresh pineapple. So I'm going to put a bunch in the bowl here. Put it all in the bowl, and then whatever's left over we'll put in our container to put in the refrigerator. There you have it, a nice fresh bowl of pineapple. Really good, really good. All right, so let's check on our omelet. Okay, let's check on our omelet. And that is done. It's beautiful. So to serve this, I always use my best china when my company's here. It makes them feel special, and you get to use it. So I'm going to cut the omelet in half like this. I'm going to fold it in half like this. That keeps the cheese in the middle. Now you can serve this on toast, but since we ate so much yesterday, I'm not going to bother with toast this morning. Make sure you get that cheese out. And there you have it. A beautiful vegetable omelet, and I'll show you the table setting in just a minute. A vegetable omelet with